Hey, I'm back. This is Chandler for Melda Production, and we're at the third day of Glitchmas. So today I'm going to show you how to create a different glitch, one that's more like something you might hear in an old video game, or maybe like I guess the other one sounded like a broken computer too. So I'm going to show you a slightly different one than the ones I showed you before. So let's get into it. What I'm going to show you how to make sounds a bit like this. But of course, you can make all sorts of variations with that. So let's get started. I'll use another instance here. So we just have a blank instance of MSoundfactory. What we're going to do is just turn that attack down, turn the sustain up. As always, turn on that limiter just in case things get loud. We're going to go into the generator here, and the first thing we're going to do is just choose one of these. Oscillator, basic. Pop it out here so you can see it. Like that. I'm going to switch this to the square just because I think it sounds a little bit better with the square wave, but of course you can use a saw wave. I'll show you how to do that later. There we go. What we want to do is now we want to create like a sample and hold type thing here. So what we're going to do is first take LFO1. Where is LFO? I always forget where this is. There we go. And then we're going to get another one here. Then right below the first one, I turned the oscillator off just so you don't have to listen to noise as it comes out of here. We're going to choose the sample and hold down here. Boom. We're going to have to right click on this and then steal the sidechain of not auto or 2, but 3 since it's in lane 3. So now we have both of these going into our sample and hold here. If we play it, actually sidechain input, make sure we turn that on. It's just going to create some clicks. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. We don't want that. Also, what we want to do for this is we don't want both of these having the same rate. So I'll just set one a little bit faster like this. There you go. So now you're getting a bunch of annoying clicks. Now you're thinking like, okay, well, I don't need annoying clicks. I need something that sounds like a glitch. So what we're going to do in here after this is just use generate custom mod. What this will do is it will allow us to go in and modify anything with this sample and hold. So what I'm going to do here is mute the output number 1 because we don't want that annoying stuff going out of output 2. So this will stop that. And then we need to hook this up to something. So we're going to turn this back on. We have our oscillator here. What I want us to do is modulate the semitones here. I'm going to go in here, and that custom mod, that's going to modulate custom 1 here. And we'll just set this to, I guess, 24, I guess. Well, what is it? That's good. I'll leave it like that. Now you see here, it says channel 1, and that's why I use custom 1 in here, but you can use the other ones if you like. So now if we listen to it. So one problem I have is it just keeps going back to that bass tone, like duh, 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 which I don't want. And that's like one small problem. So if you find that's happening, make sure you do this. Output from 0 to 1 instead of -1 to 1. Click that and do it for the same over here. Now let's listen to it. That's sounding good, but what we need to do next is just make this faster. So I'll use the second one, the one that's hooked up to the sidechain, and move this up. Okay, so for me, I think like, oh, this sounded pretty good, but it's not exactly how I had it before. The thing I did before is make sure you move this up in octaves, or you can just play higher on your keyboard. You can set this to constant, but I think it's okay just leaving it how it is. So, sorry, here's 1 octave up, 2, 3. Adjust those to sound like whatever you want. I think that's sounding pretty good to me, at least. Now, like one problem here is I think I don't want it to just play over and over again like that. I want it to kind of come in and come out like an actual glitch would. And you think like, okay, how do we do that? And we're going to use a random modulator here in our volume. So we're going to turn this all the way down. I'll use the depth to kind of turn it up to where it was, which is like -12, like that. Now we're going to go in here, and under the LFOs, you see random. So this will be a random LFO. If you look at it, it looks like this inside here. If we play it, you'll see it moves around randomly. What we don't want is we don't want the volume just like drifting up and down like that. We want it to like kind of turn on, turn off, but not do it in a specific rate. If you want to do that, of course, you can use the LFO with the step sequencer and do that. I'm going to show you a different way so it doesn't do that. So inside here, now we have this, and we can move this up and down, but I think a better way to do this is right-click on it, choose the step sequencer, and we'll just choose, let's maybe try 2 here. I'll move 2 of them to the top. You can do more of that or less depending on what you want, but I think this is good. Click OK. Now we have this. We play it and we'll see what this does. Taking a long time to come back. I'm still holding the key, but it's maybe too random. There you go. You heard it come back that once. I was holding that key the whole time. So it took a long time, which we don't want. And number 2, the other problem was, you see how it kind of fades in and fades out? We don't want that. Let's take the smoothness all the way down, so that way it will jump up and down like this. Still waiting for it. Come on. There we go. Okay. So that's another problem. It's taking a long time between the times it comes in and out. So to get rid of that, we're going to use the speed and probably the speed multiply. So let's bring this up quite a bit like this. Sounding better, and speed multiply like this. So that's sounding like what I want it to sound like. Of course, you can adjust the octaves here. Maybe that sounds better to you, or as it was, like that. Another thing you can do is you can mess with the pulse width modulation here. That'll give you more like a video game sound. Let me turn off this randomness for a second just so you can kind of hear what that does. And if we modulate that using an LFO, it'll give you more like video game sound if that's what you want. So like this, move it up there. This is maybe good. Set this a little bit fast. And of course you can use that with the randomness again like this. If you like that sound. Another thing you can do is instead of using this square wave, which we did, we can try something else. So try with a saw wave. Triangle. Sine. And use whichever one you want. I'll go back here. You can also use the Unison here, and you can create like stereo effects like this. So you can do that if that's what you prefer. Other things here, you can go and you can kind of put some effects on this too. If I want a little bit more, I guess, old digital sound, I can use M-Bit Fun in here. Actually, I'll just use some of the presets. I can use some of those. And also, one I showed you before that I did last time with the, was it vocoder impulse response. You can just go in and I can drop that in here. You can get slightly different sound. So this is with it off. On. Kind of get that phasing type sound with it. And I can put these together too if I want. So by doing that, you get all sorts of different glitchy sounds, and I think this could be cool. I don't know if this would be so good for a song. Who knows? Maybe it is. But I think this would be really cool for like some kind of movie or TV folly type work. I think it's really good for those types of things. So that's how to do this. I took a long time explaining this, but I think this actually can be done fairly quickly if that's what you want to do. So hopefully you found this useful. Hopefully you're enjoying Glitchmas. I'll do one more before I end the series and before Christmas comes. But if you like this, give me a thumbs up. Leave me any questions or comments down below, and be sure to check out all the other plugins at meldaproduction.com. Till next time, see you.